We're gonna talk about demons today, kids. Hello, moon babies. It's Molly. Thanks so much for being here with me today. What I wanted to talk with you guys about is a oft requested topic, which is dealing with the inner critic. A lot of you guys write and say that you are struggling with starting your projects, art-wise, magic-wise, or otherwise, because you are halted by the inner critic. So I thought we could chit-chat on that for just a little bit. So what is the inner critic? The inner critic is that voice that sabotages you. Sometimes it comes to you as a bully, and other times it's a little more subtle and insidious. And often we pick up this notion or this belief, and it gets echoed in our minds all the way through our lives, and it sort of becomes the gum stuck on the shoe of your brain. And it will come in the guise of trying to protect us from failure, from embarrassment, from having our feelings hurt, from wasting our time or wasting our money. And it does protect us from those things. And it also protects us from joy and having experiences. It protects us from learning opportunities. It protects us from personal efficacy. So, how do we stop it? How do we banish it? How do we get rid of the inner critic? The bad news is you don't. It's sort of a lesser demon that cohabitates with you forever. The good news is you're in good company, because everyone has one. From the hyper famous to the professional to the hobbyist to this too scared to doist, all have the inner critic demon. Beyonce has an inner critic demon, okay? The other bit of good news is that despite this inner critic oft being a noisy, you can ignore it, for it is highly illogical. So what sort of crap does our inner critic tell us? Some of these things might be familiar to you. It may come in the form of the scared rabbit. It might come in the voice of the well-intentioned but still cruel relative, and it may also come in the voice of a drunk frenemy. That's my personal favorite. But it says things to you like, you are not special enough. You are too stupid to do this. You are not creative enough. You are not talented enough. You are arrogant and pretentious for pursuing this. This is a waste of your time. You're too old. You're too young. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. And probably the worst one that I feel like a lot of artists deal with is, who the fuck are you to ask for payment for what you do? Do you really think that what you do is constructive? Ouch! It's the voice that keeps you from being ready. It's the voice that keeps you stuck. There's also the voice that tells you that you're unoriginal and that all of it has been done. And not only has it been done, but it's been done better than you could ever do it. This is also sort of an illogical argument, because we know that humans physically are relatively limited beings, and we are obsessed with food, sex, and death. So every bit of creative work that has ever been made has been made around food, sex, or death in some capacity. It doesn't matter that it's original. It matters that it's authentic to you. It matters that it is your version of the story. It is the pleasure of making the thing, whatever it is, that matters. The joy that it brings you is what matters. The final product truly matters very little. And that isn't to be discouraging. It's incredibly liberating. The other voice is often melodramatic. The one that says, if you fuck this up, you are finished. The voice that says, you will die of embarrassment. I don't know if anyone has ever actually died of embarrassment, but I know that I felt that way. I'm sure that you have at some point as well. Another voice that comes in and will echo in your brain forever is the voice of the well-meaning relative that asks you at a boring Christmas party, sorry, I'm making any money? As if money is the only path to legitimacy. It's one way. It's a pleasurable way. But it certainly isn't the only or most important way. Mine shows up as imposter syndrome. My inner critic, my inner demon shows up every time I walk on stage. And it says, they're gonna know. They're gonna know that you don't know what you're doing. And they're gonna know that you haven't been able to read sheet music since you were in elementary school because you're out of practice. They're gonna know that you're not a real singer. They're gonna know that the songs are crap. They're gonna know that you have a day job. They're gonna know. They're gonna find out. And the worst question, what are you doing with your life? So what can we actually do with the self-critic demon if we can't full out banish it and we need to learn to cohabitate with it? What can we do? You can unravel it from its core, from the experience you had that instilled this in you, if you so wish, if you wish to unravel that sweater and get to the beginning of it, if you feel that you must. But I think in most cases, truly, hi Wolfie, that's a delay tactic. You could be making stuff the whole time anyway. You could give it a form. Sometimes this inner critic voice, this inner critic demon that comes to us is actually not our own voice, but it's the voice of someone we know and possibly someone we love. So what we can do is offer it some forgiveness. Most of the time, however, it feels more like a generalized anxiety from living in a culture that doesn't place a high value on creativity. So giving it a form that you can speak to and have this dialogue to separate it from the core of who you really are can be extremely helpful. We can also create an elevator speech. An elevator speech is a little prepared monologue that you keep in your back pocket. We can also call this a spell to put a cork in that demon when it's attempting to get the best of us. And that may be as elaborate or as simple as you wish, but it could be something as simple as, thank you, inner critic demon. I understand you're trying to be helpful right now, but I am my own superhero, so fuck off. I'm making this birthday cake. I use the speech from Pulp Fiction as inspiration for my inner demon monologue. Some days, the demon is going to win. And that's okay. As long as you beat it more often than not. We can also use this demon against its will. Because our demon is the loudest when we are on to something interesting. Our inner critic demon is the loudest when we are on the verge of a breakthrough. So the louder it shouts, it means that you're on to something. Use it as a compass to take you somewhere amazing. So, make that video. Put the ink on the page. Sign up for the class. Show up to the audition. Make the painting. Start the book. Go out and dance and share the work. So, thank you so much for watching and hanging out with me today. I did want to let you know that if you are interested in receiving more videos from me, as I post 2 videos to YouTube a month, and on the alternating weeks, if you are signed up on the Moon Baby mailing list, you receive 2 additional videos a month, as well as some other goodies. So I will leave the link for that in the down bar, as well as Art Witch, Practical Tactics for Art Magic. My 30-page doodle-filled e-bookie is available on the Bandcamp. Thanks, Wolf. If that's something that you're interested in, I will also leave the link in the down bar. Witch on, witch boldly, go forth, make stuff. The world is more beautiful because you're in it. I will talk to you again very, very soon. Wolfie says bye.